Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the Gemini channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Gemini. Know that energy is fluid, so roles could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates. Also know on this channel, I like to dive deep. So I look at everything, but we take time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play out as karmic themes. This will allow you to understand why everything's happening the way that it is and why you're attracting who you're attracting. The readings have a therapy style to them, hoping for you to have not just insight, but to heal the effects of trauma, because a lot of times we bring past baggage into our new relationships, right? When we get out of a toxic relationship, a lot of times we don't realize that without healing, we wind up attracting the same types of people, the same type of situation. So if you're someone that feels like you continually get stuck in like these karmic cycles that keep you in a place of disempowerment, a place of fear, then you want to listen to these readings for sure, because you're going to get insight. You're not just going to get what your person did do, what they're going to do, because a lot of times we don't even like what they're going to do. We want to know, again, how to heal ourselves, how we can then attract something better into our life. All right. If you don't understand, you will, I promise. Just follow along. If you want to enter into winning free reading, because this one resonated with you so much, like, share, and subscribe, and write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first card that I pull out, and it's the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. Okay, let's see what that word is. The word of the video is stubborn, stubborn. Stubbornness, actually, stubbornness. Well, you know, I feel like you're attracted, connected, but there is a strong attraction on both parts. And otherwise, you wouldn't even be sticking around. Let me tell you, this definitely is a spiritual connection. You have a very strong ESP connection. That's through the heart and mind. So this is a past life connection that you're in, and that's why it's tough. The person's stubborn like a mule, just like doesn't want to seem vulnerable, and they play chicken with you. I feel like they played chicken with you for a really long time. And for a really long time, you stayed in a place of disappointment, but you stayed attached to this person. So this person had the wrong view of you. And when I say attached, it doesn't mean that you were even dating this person. They energetically could feel that you were still connected to them, that you still cared. So they were doing what they wanted, when they wanted, how they wanted. And even though they knew that you were disappointed, possibly even jealous because you knew that they were talking to other people, they were okay with it because there was a connection, meaning like you weren't going anywhere. Now, I feel like they pushed it to the limit. Then they pushed it to the limit because in their times of going back and forth, the last time of when they left, they took an extra long time to like actually come back. So instead of the relationship getting better as time went on, it actually felt like it was getting worse. So you felt like you were getting even less. So dating this person again, like you felt in the beginning that they were unaware, like just immature. Had a lot of good qualities, had a lot of good potential, but just didn't know. And when you met them, I feel like they were very kind. They were very soft. They humble, and put on this act. Now that you're looking back, that it was an act. And it was an act to like hook you. They even again came across a little bit broken, and I think that that's why you thought, well, this person really can't give that much, and broken from a past relationship because they shared with you how in their past relationship, how it was so toxic and how it was so bad and how so instead of you realizing that that's a red flag, you, again, I think that you never really realized or wasn't even looking for this, could this person be telling the truth? Like thinking, you weren't thinking. So you just took the person for their word. We don't go into our relationships looking for a problem. This person like came in strategizing, feeling like making you feel bad so that you would give more. And what it is that you settled for less right from the beginning, is what I'm telling you. This is what you didn't realize. This is why this person was able to continually then take less and be able to do whatever they wanted, because you never set any boundaries. This made them feel like you were naive, but you thought that they just were unaware of things. And then for a little while, maybe you even were in denial. I think that this person was in denial of the type of connection that they had with you, that they didn't treat it with the respect that a past life connection has. Past life connection is a strong connection. It's through time and space. So again, there is no time or space. It goes all through time and space. So you could have known this person 1,000 years ago. And again, that connection, and why I say it's not because it's this passionate connection, but because it's it's a spiritual connection. So you know that the person's important. You know that the universe has orchestrated this type of connection for a reason. This person was unaware. They just thought hey, you were hot. They were attracted. They wanted what they wanted, but they didn't really want to have to put in the effort. They didn't want to have to do anything. And they were in denial at the fact of that ever you would even say anything, to be honest with you. And so they made you actually feel insecure, but this person's insecure. So there was a lot of mirroring energy. This person, I'm saying, was able to mirror what was inside of them to make you feel as if you were insecure. Spirit always says no one should be able to make you do that. Like no one should be able to make you feel any way about yourself. Like, I mean, if it's negative and it's not true. If it's true, well, that's why we feel it. So Spirit was trying to tell you, the universe brought this person into your life right away, right from the start. Be like, again, to show this to you. And not so you could change for them, but to again change for you, meaning that you were settling for less. And this is why this person was giving you less. But you didn't see that. You honored the connection. You weren't thinking that deep. You weren't going that deep. Like I said, this person like made a sport out of, strategizing and getting over on people. I feel like they are someone that thinks that they're very, very smart, that they can outwit anybody. And I feel like they are smart, but they're not that smart when it comes to spiritually like getting over on people. They don't have good character. That's why. If they were someone that had good character, they would be able to, you'd look at their actions and you'd say, well, what they're saying is true. But because they don't have good character, you didn't know enough about this person and you didn't know them that long, and they didn't let you get that close. They purposely didn't let you get that close because they didn't want you to see everything, because you would have. Again, they wanted you to fall for the illusions of whatever that they showed you. But the illusions obviously, are not real. It's fantasy. And so you kind of feel like realize that over time, and then kind of felt like, who is this person? Who is this person? Because they were wearing a mask the whole time. And you got tired of it. You got tired of saying, who are you? Like if you're wearing the mask, you're not forming a deep emotional connection with me. So intimacy is an issue. So then you're just looking at me like I'm a piece of meat, like I'm a thing, like I'm an object, instead of forming like a deep emotional bond. And so again, with you, what is intimacy? Intimacy at its most basic level is trust. So this person didn't allow you to form that trust, that bond. So I feel what happened is you are someone that needs to have that emotional bond. That's a demisexual. Without forming that connection, you're not into it. You feel like it's like phony, so you can take it or leave it. This person is good looking and they're suave and they think that they can outsmart anybody. And here they perceive you as being naive, easy to get over on, but then here it is, you don't give anything to them. You wound up cutting it, which I feel like that's why this person is in a place of hostility, and they're angry. And they're angry because they actually feel something for you. They feel guilty, where normally they don't have any feelings at all. They don't normally care. Again, but this is a spiritual connection, so the divine's involved. So now they're in a place of nostalgia, meaning like memories, and it might have not even been that many great memories, but it was the way that you made them feel. It's again, and in that, you were very soft, you were very warm, you were very, again, to the point that this person thought you were naive because they knew that they were a player. So now here they are in a place of, uh, having to ruminate on how they treated you, and that because they have feelings and you're not caring. And you're not caring because they didn't form that emotional connection to you. I feel like this person has problems with the emotions. This journey is teaching us one of the most important spiritual lessons, patience. So I think that this person feels a very strong, deep spiritual connection to you, but they never, like I said, they never formed one. They never really had any experience. But as time goes on, they're still feeling that connection. And though they already know who you are, and they knew who you were right from the beginning, they still don't trust themselves because they're insecure. And they don't understand the whole spiritual thing. They're a more logical, analytical person that needs to see facts, not this spiritual connection. But what they see is as time goes by, it's really bothering them. And what they know is that they want to talk to you. I feel like they want to talk to you, but they're prideful. And so because they're prideful and they're stubborn, because they don't really want to be the one to come back and apologize, they don't really want to be the one to have to surrender their ego. They don't want to give you that much power because they don't trust themselves. It has nothing to do with you. That they still see that there's a connection and they already know intuitively they're coming back. But, or that they'll see you again. They might not come back to you. They might purposely bump into you. They might, talk to somebody that knows of you. Like they're going to find a way, is what I'm telling you. So that's what I'm saying. And the reason why is because they can't stop thinking about you. And the reason why, because there's a lot of passion. It's again, you didn't do anything with this person and this person. I hate to say it, but they're very promiscuous. I feel like they don't have a problem with it, with sleeping with people. And so here it is, you don't give it up. And they usually get it very easily because of who they are. They go into every relationship strategizing. So here for a good time, not a long time. Peace out. And so with they stayed connected, but here it was emotionally you were giving to them because you're an emotional person. They weren't used to that. They stuck around because they were like, eventually I'm going to get something. This person's just naive and they're slow, but I know that eventually they're going to give in to me. You never gave in to them, but they built an emotional bond to you over all that time that they were like, oh, you're such a sure thing. So again, they're like imagining. They're imagining what it would be like to like sleep with you. They're imagining what it would be like to be with you. It's a fantasy. And that's the mystery of what it could be. And that's so tantalizing to this person that normally gets whatever the fuck they want when they want. So it's almost like you have this person's attention because you're like, I don't care about you. You didn't give me anything. Like it's like I gave you. And yeah, like I was hurt when you like didn't respond back, but it's not like I'll stay hurt forever. This person wanted you to stay hurt and connected to them. They didn't have a problem with that. They enjoyed it. It fed their ego. And they project their fears onto you. And that was a thing that made this person feel extremely insecure. Now they will because they're wounded and you're a mirror for this person. Any relationship really is a mirror for, if they're triggering, for us to learn. And so that's a thing that this person finds is that they have so many different emotions for you, and it's confusing. This relationship makes them feel, and they're not emotionally intelligent. And you're, again, someone that needs to have that connection, and they don't know how to really satisfy that. And here it is for you. You're like, unless a person does that, but they have gifts where again you don't. So you focus a lot on the emotion, but you don't focus on the logical and the analytical parts of life. And that would be, you know, maybe you weren't a good student. Maybe you're not good with driving directions. Again, like left brain types of things, mathematics, this person would be. So understand you're a mirror because you make them go so deep inside of them. And what happens is they project a lot of their shit onto you, which again is what made you be like, you're making me not feel good. It's like I need to be around someone that makes me feel good. And if I'm going to be with someone, they have to actually make me feel wanted, make me feel loved, nurture me. This person, like I said, purposely didn't want to do it in the beginning. And now I feel like it freaks them out because they're like, I have strong feelings, but I don't know whether I could even do that. Go that deep. It's like they're trying to figure it out though. And so how they see you because you walked away from them, that you just have such fierce strength that, normally people, how they see it, people get weak for them. They fight, they cry, they stamp their foot, and here it is, you're like, I don't give a shit. And I feel like your actions definitely are speaking still louder than anything could. Your words to this person. Yeah, like it's like you just like, I'm not going to stay in this place that you're trying to keep me in like you're trying to make me lower my standards. Like you read right through it. You're trying to make me feel insecure about myself. You're trying to, and you freed yourself, you freed yourself. And that's why this person sees you as like such like a strong, they have mad respect for you. But it's also like they're so aware of just how they treated you, what you did, and it made them think about what they want. Where I don't think that this person ever thought about really what they wanted, because what they thought that they wanted was a bunch of different people that fanned their ego, that, ran into bed with them, and they had that. And they had that, and they're not satisfied. So believe it or not, you're like like a breath of fresh air, because they actually have a connection, an emotional connection, even though they don't know how to express their emotions to you. They have a very strong emotional connection. And that's the thing. It's almost like for this person, it freaks them out. It freaks them out because they're like, I, I don't know, like how to handle this. It's almost like I don't know how to handle this. I don't know what to do. It makes them feel insecure, like where this person could be cocky, but around you, they're insecure. So this person could be like a big boss, and it doesn't matter. It's like they're insecure around you. They're afraid that you're going to see them as that they betrayed you. I can't stand the thought of you with someone else. Yeah, this person is like, I know I betrayed you, and the thought of you with somebody else is driving this person crazy. And it's because you cut your energy. And I think that they can still feel you, but because they're so nervous, there's a part of them that's like, is it my imagination? I don't feel you as strongly. And I feel like you don't, because you, Gemini, are not like giving off like that attention to them anymore. Your attention is no longer on them. It still goes a little bit, and because there's a soulmate past life connection. So, I mean, the connection transcends time and space. So just because, someone does something doesn't mean the love is gone, because it is a soulmate relationship. There is unconditional love there. However, usually what happens is they become so toxic with the game playing past life karmic mates that the relationship is not salvageable. But there wouldn't be so many games if two people weren't, if you weren't stuck to that person. Two, it takes two to tango, is what I'm trying to say. But this person is, like I said, feels bad. And I feel like they want to come back to you, but they have obstacles, and the obstacles are mainly the ones that are in their head. It's like, they're ashamed of how they treated you. Like I said, that's what I feel like. That's the obstacle. It's like, how am I going to come back? How am I going to come back? I don't really know what to say. I don't really know what to do. I'm working up the courage to contact you. And that's what I said. This person's going, or if I didn't say that they were going to contact you, I felt like they were going to like contact you because they have feelings for you. It's like they're annoyed because they actually do have feelings for you, and they don't understand why you don't have, like, why they like almost like there's something wrong with you. Everybody likes me. Why don't you like me? But you're making this person feel insecure. And I think that this person has abandonment issues, and you triggered their abandonment issues, and that's why there's a sense of mystery and intrigue, and like I like the running chase, and I like that nerve, like I don't know, where usually people are so easy and predictable, and you're not. So that's why I said this person has a lot of respect for you. So let's see why you attracted this person into your life. Let's see what let's see what you're going to do first. Now, it's a collective reading, so I always hate to do this because I know some people are not going to take this person back. Some people are. But let's see in the story. And they're working on the cards to come back to you. So are you going to um I feel like, well, don't laugh. It's like I feel like you'll be friends with this person. It's like you'll be friends. They're gonna meet you. They're gonna run into you at some event, some party, some something that you're gonna be out. And now it could be a place that you go to every week and a place that they know that you're at. Now, I don't know whether this person stalks you on social media. I feel like they do, but whether they find out from that or whether they find out from mutual friends or whether they find out just maybe you post something, I don't know, but they know that where your local hangout is. And so they know that you're going to be hanging out and they're for like a party, an event, something, and you're going to be friends with them. See, you're going to be friends with them. Or you might even be, it might be a thing for you, if you're getting an award, if you're getting, or someone else is getting an award. It's an event, though, is where you're going to be. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of other people there too. And that's why this person actually feels comfortable showing up, almost as if they run into you. They do everything safe, this person. Yeah, like it's not what it seems. It won't be what it seems like that this person acts like they don't care. They're gonna come and they're gonna act like they're just there to like it's to celebrate whatever's going on, or that they're going with friends or whatever it is. But really what it is that this person really wants to they want to run into you, but they don't want to seem vulnerable about it. They don't want to lay their heart on their sleeves, but they do want a mutual thing. So it's like, again, I feel like you're going to be playing the same thing. Because when I ask, like, how are you going to feel about it too? It's like, I feel like there's a part of you that's like, I'd hang out with this person, like you would hang out with them, you would be friends with them, but but you might not be in a full-fledged relationship with them right away. But there's a mutual understanding, Like I feel like I said, there's the event that's happening is what's going to bring you guys together, that you're going to have a talk. And the optical illusion that I feel like is that both of you are pretending not to really like each other that much, but you both know that you're soulmates, you're lovers. And that's really what it is. It's like I'm feeling like this is definitely a soulmate relationship, and that you know it, and that you'll be friends with this person, but you're also not going to open up your heart all the way because this person's going to have to prove it. And so I'm thinking that it's going to be a very slow process for both of you because this person is scared emotionally. You're scared with this person, like, I don't know whether I can trust you. So both parties not really showing any feelings. And if you don't emotionally get what you need, you're not going to fly into this connection. I'm telling you, because there's a part of you that needs to have that. And unless you have it, you're not. And the only way to really grow that type of intimacy, because that's what it is. It's trust. When you're forming an emotional bond, you're letting somebody in. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be compassionate. You have to integrate the higher consciousnesses. That's what this person does. They're guarded up. They're in fear. They look for problems, like I said, where, you normally would run into the relationship and overgive, but because this person is the way that they are, you're going to be also like this. But I feel as if it's what you both need. And that's why, and when I say that is because the universe brings us people that make us change, make us heal, make us look at things differently because we're blocked. And so we have to say, because this is a difficult relationship, I almost like a twin flame relationship, okay? That's what it feels like because there's always a runner and a chaser. There's always, if the person evolves into a higher state of consciousness, they're ready to step into their divine being. And that's what I feel like. I feel like this person's ready to step into their divine being. And I feel like, you were always pretty spiritual. It's just you almost too kind, too loving, too giving, and kept getting into cycles where you got together with the person like this person was in the beginning of the story, like a player, an asshole, and where you kept getting hurt, where you were like, I'm not gonna keep getting hurt. That's why, again, this person wasn't able to get over on you because you were overly cautious. So you will continue to be overly cautious. I don't feel as either one of you are very comfortable in expressing your feelings to each other. And that is going to be why the relationship it takes time too, because this person's insecure. You also, like I said, need that emotional security. Again, for you, you attracted this person into your life. I picked 6 cards. These are your inner child cards. Number one, source. You have a good connection to the higher self, the God part of self, the universe. The universe is something, I shouldn't say somebody, but something that has always supported you, and you see that. Source is Father, is God, is the universe, and that God is always supporting us, working through us through gut intuition, inner knowing. So you had good discernment with who this person was. So you were like, nope. And you were able to also like move away and not be upset about it either. Misunderstood. I feel like this person projected again that you were stupid, that you were naive, that you again, and that always happens because you're spiritual, because you're very close. Maybe you're someone that's very religious, or again, just very spiritual. So again, you're very kind, you're very loving, and people tend to think that you're weak. That happens a lot of times to people that are spiritual, because even if you do readings, they'll love you when they meet you and you do a reading, but then a few times later when they realize that that's really who you are, then they put up a wall because it's almost like they're not as clean. And when a person isn't as clean, they get offended. Where it's not to say we're clean, it's just people that are really do this for a living, this type of work, a lot of times they have to do. Now, I'm not talking about the gypsies that try and rip people off. I'm talking about the people that really try to walk that walk because we're channeling energy. And so you want to be clear, and you clear where you're not stealing, you're not cheating, you're not lying, you don't have bad character. That's what I'm talking about. That you're a clear conduit for spirit to work through. Because your character displays that. Your light displays that. This person misread that, but a lot of people do. And they also wanted to, again, you always felt like this person like tried to keep you down, oppress you. So for you, it's the same thing. Your inner child gifts is closer to source. You as a highly sensitive child, because you weren't practicing spirituality or going off to well, maybe you went to religion once in a while, but you weren't very religious. You weren't going to be a pope when you were a child, a baby. So you were someone that was always close to source, but always misunderstood. And because of that, when you exerted some sort of confidence or that you want, that you weren't always selfless, then again, people tend to get triggered and they want to oppress you. And that has always happened where people perceive you as one way, but you're not that way. Shame. I always say that this is the worst card in the deck. I mean, because it's such a heavy energy. Shame means that you don't like yourself. Shame is that you think that your experiences, that you haven't learned from your experiences, where I feel like as a child, you had shame. Now, if you were close to source, well, it wouldn't be uncommon because you grew up in trauma. So the connection to the higher self is that, but the drama and the trauma that you grew up in is what gave you shame, because when children don't feel safe and they are not getting the love and the nurturing that they need, the emotional care, which is why again you're a demisexual, you need that emotional care, you need that love, you need that comfort. You're a highly sensitive person, like I said, that people think are weak, but you're not weak, you're very strong. However, when you show that strength, it triggers people where they want to oppress you. They want to, and so understand they like you were, as the highly sensitive child that didn't get nurtured but needed it, you were shamed. So you wouldn't let this person oppress you now. It's like, yes, they misunderstood you because they were looking at you through their perception of who they are, not who you are. They have the power to project how they feel onto you and make you feel that way. But that is not who you are. That was to awaken what needs healing within inside of you. Again, which is discipline, like which I'm feeling like if you had a close connection to source, if you grew up in survival and trauma, then trauma could just be not emotionally getting what you needed, growing up in a very turbulent, toxic environment and emotionally just not getting what you needed. You wouldn't be disciplined in creating your own life. You would be more run from a survival point of view. Like, yeah, you can get a job and work from 9 to 5, but it's not, you're not living from your passion. You're not living from the higher self. The higher self is the God part of self. That's the right brain. That's when we're able to create our life through our creativity, our imagination, through, again, having a love affair in life, which is what I feel like you're actually doing now, and which is very tantalizing to your person. But it's only because you grew up in an environment that didn't give to you. And you said, I'm not going to live that way. Yeah, like it was organized chaos. So your inner child wounds were pretty severe. They were shame. And we know because you were connected to source, which is actually a gift. But if you're that connected to source, it's because you didn't have anyone else. So the child that survives thrives, and thrives through the imagination, the right brain, through the creative mind, the creative genius. And that's how you got away from this person. This person, again, wanted you to dummy down and oppress who you are to give to them. That's definitely misunderstood. You would never do that at this stage of the game. However, we could see why they thought what they thought and what you needed to learn. And what you needed to learn was you needed to discipline yourself. You needed to, again, trust source. But what you needed to do was transmute shame. And since shame is like a root chakra imbalance, which is, again, like looking at yourself as if there's something wrong with you. A lot of times it comes out as like defective energy or feelings of not good enough, not worthy, just fear. We'll cut it down to fear. There's only two energies, love and fear. So we'll put it in the fear category. Um, so needing to transmute that negative energy and seeing how you handled this situation with source, that's something that as a child you didn't do, even though you had a strong connection to source. You didn't trust yourself, or you let the environment dominate what you wanted to do. Where now it's like the environment cannot dominate you. And that is what's so shocking to your person. So again, I feel like the way that this would have to create balance is exactly the way. And I feel like source has a hand in the connection. It's like intuitively you're going to navigate. The hardest thing that I think that you'll have to deal with is that this person may from time to time try to overstep their boundaries, and you'll need to, again, because they need to follow your lead, not the other way around, because they are not emotionally intelligent and their relationships aren't good. They admire your life. So they admire your life. That doesn't mean letting them change your life. It means your life is working. So again, a lot of times in these type of relationships where the person's that dominant and that logical and left brain, they tend to be very controlling. But remember, you're the one that knows how to go with the flow. And we're gonna leave it here, which is peace, where spirit says it's gotta bring you peace. So if you say, should I stay with this person? Should I not? And spirit says the most important thing is your peace. And this is, I am unwavering in the face of fear. I come to my senses and embrace challenge. I am determined to think with gentleness and calm. I find inner silence and become a manifestation of peace. And really, peace is when you're strong within yourself because you have spirit inside. It's like, and that you're continually, you're not just realizing that you're always co-creating with spirit, but and the universe, because that's what spirit is. It's God, it's the universe, but that you have that energy inside of you. So you should have unwavering, like no fear. You should feel so powerful because you have such a strong connection to source that, and I feel like escaping this karmic connection this way, because this person would have fucked you up if you would have just gone with them in the beginning. But because of the dynamic of the relationship, it's almost like spirit knew you wouldn't, because emotionally you're like, unless that you get it, that person's, it's a joke. They're wasting their time. So what spirit's saying is you could always trust yourself. But the key is to always be at peace, to have peace of mind. Because when you're have peace of mind, and we have that when we have a strong connection to source. Now, if you have people in your environment that make it difficult for you to connect to source, that's how you know it's a karmic. So what spirit says is the marker is peace, as long as the person brings you peace. But understand, I feel like they will, but it's also going to be up to you to defend and create boundaries. So it's almost like spirit's bringing you this person to teach you certain things that you're ready to learn, that you wouldn't normally do. And the reason why is when we're younger, we tend to be the healer. We tend to be the fixer. We want to be nurtured. We want to be loved. And especially if you grew up in an environment where you didn't get that nurturing, well, for sure, you would be the giver. but at your own expense. And when you are the giver at your own expense, you don't get anything in return. And so Spirit's saying, you already know this about this person. You need to, like, again, incorporate those traits, which is boundaries. And it doesn't matter if the person has a strong personality or if they throw a temper tantrum or if they do something, because you're just going to handle it the same exact way that you handled them this time. And if it gets too much, you end it. But for right now, Spirit's saying there is a connection there and there is a purpose to the connection, believe it or not. But will it last forever? Most likely not. But will this person be in your life for some time? Yeah, I feel like they are, and there is love there because again, you made them like almost believe in love again. Like, I know that sounds stupid, but I don't think this person thought that they could love. They were, with so many different people that it was almost just like almost a sport. So you change them, and it's the way that you are, and it's actually the dynamic of the relationship that it's almost like opposite. It's almost like a twin flame relationship, is what I feel like. That is making you both change. Like you're like, I know who I'm dealing with, so I have to set boundaries because they're not the nicest person and they are a little stingy and they are that way. And their heart's closed. So you would have to, and you'll also have to keep your boundaries because this person is not like not just going to make it easy for you. So having to deal with the difficult personality is the Spirit saying will help you in other areas of life, like your career, if you have friendships or other family members or family members rather that are difficult to get along with, that you're gonna learn how to deal with them through dealing with this person. And only when we have love for someone do we stick around long enough to learn those lessons. All right, Gemini, I got to go because I am under the weather. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.